Hi everyone, the winter is almost finished, so I think it's a perfect time to tell you about my favorite things which made my winter not that bad and not that depressive as it usually was. So yeah, feel welcome to my new video about my favorite things in winter. So on the first place, the winter, it was a time for the finals. And if you didn't know, I'm a student of English and American philology, so which means a lot of books, which means no time for read for myself, and it also means read for the exams. I had one subject, which was my favorite one for the whole semester. It was the modern literature in England, and I was reading a lot of for the exam. What was a surprise for me, I really started like the plays, and here's two of my favorite which I read before the exam. The first one is Looking for Godot by Samuel Beckett, which is completely outstanding masterpiece in literature for myself, for a lot of students, which I also talk about this book. All of the students, all of my classmates was all the time talking with me about this book, about how it's describe the time, describe like the era which we live right now. Usually the play, it's full of sarcasm and the dark humor, and if we're talking without the spoilers, it's written about the Cold War and how the people who was living in this time was feeling about this. They were lost, they all was waiting for someone who will come and tell what to do next. And this is exactly what's the play about. And I recommend you to read it because the play is so small. It's not a brainwashing or something. So you just reading it and you really enjoy, because one of the characters, his name is Vladimir, and he's so funny because there is dialogues and you can completely understand. He is not like from the England, he's a foreigner, and his name, like for sure Slavic name, so you can read this Slavic English translation, which was really funny for me to read, so highly recommend this play. And the second play which I also read for the exam was An Ideal Husband by the Oscar Wilde. I'm really scared to read some of the really famous and the popular books. For example, The Portrait of Dorian Gray was so popular in the time that I was 16. Everyone was reading that. Everyone was telling me, this is Dark Academia vibe, you have to read this. And before I read the Tales by the Oscar Wilde, and I was so impressed. I really fell in love with the authors, with the author, with how he wrote his plays, how he wrote his texts in general. So after I read The Portrait of Dorian Gray, I was kind of disappointed, actually. So yeah, a lot of really beautiful words for me, a lot of really beautiful quotas which you can use for, like, sign your photo on Instagram if you making the photo in the Dark Academia vibe or something like that. But if we're talking about the meaning of the book, for me it wasn't really impressed and I was expecting more. Maybe for me this is the problem with the the famous and the popular books which like everyone read. So, and for Ideal Husband, I was impressed. First of all, like even a year ago I wasn't a big fan of the plays. I really like only one play in my life, which was the classical Russian play about some lost people, some robbers, some prostitutes, and it was really interesting to read their thoughts about everything in their life, about how they trying to make something good for themselves, and about expectations, about the dreams, and how it's connected with the reality, unfortunately. So yes, I really like this play, but any others that I really try to read, even the manuscripts for the films, it's not really working for me. So, but the ideal husband, it's also the play full of sarcasm and dark humor. It's about the drama in a really rich family. So, if you kind of like this style, it's also giving like, you know, dark academia vibe, but in very innovative way. So yeah, highly recommend. It's also not really huge play, so I think 1 evening or 2 evenings this will be enough for you to finish this. But it's really funny. It's a lot of drama in a family, and I really like this style. Like, you know, for me, the gossips, it's also the style of writing. So this is exactly if the gossips and the teas was the style of writing. The last book which I read, and the only one which I started to reading in the winter only for myself, not for the exams, was The Belly Jar by Sylvia Plath. My dear, dear Sylvia. This is her only novel, and I think this is really common thing for the feminism. And this book is just, you know, the style of living. I can say you anything else, because the thing that I open the first page and I start to read that, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be my personality for the rest of my life. Hopefully not the ending of the book. I don't want to spoiler something for you, but the area which the main character living in, the vibe, really giving, like, you know, the understanding of what is going on in my life right now, for example. And I don't know, I just really like how she writes. This is something which girl only can understand by written by a girl, for example. Yes, highly recommend you The Belly Jar by Sylvia Plath. This is one of, I think, my favorite book which I ever read in my life. And if we're moving to the sector by the favorite things in the winter, which is gonna be clothing. So yes, I think this is almost the hugest part which made my winter look nice, and which made me look nice in the winter, because thanks God in Hungary we don't have that much, like, you know, coldness outside. The first fashion trend which I only in this winter start to use, and I absolutely in love with that, this is the skirt over the pants. This thing made my winter perfect, because it was way too cold to wear skirts outside, even like if you're wearing two ties or something. But if you're wearing the skirt on your pants, God knows you look so good. I know this is really risky fashion trend. Like everyone's saying, like, it's look nice on the Pinterest board, it's look nice on the like fashion events, but in daily life, I think not everyone can style that. But I think the really useful life hack in this case, just before you're trying to create something by your own, just try to copy something from Pinterest. Like, for example, you found some photos from the influencer and you really like the fit, but you don't want to copy because you're trying to be independent and you don't want to like make the copy paste from someone's outfit. But nothing works. So first, just try to copy it exactly. Like, for example, she's wearing like the black jeans, the skirts over it, and the black hoodie. So just try to do that. Of course, it's not gonna be like exactly the same, because we're not everyone using the same brands, not everyone using the same clothes. So yes, and I completely in love in this fashion trend. Next is my Nike sneakers, the new one, the TN model. I was the one who was dreaming about this in 2019, I think, but it wasn't way too expensive for myself. I had one and it was fake, So I'm not really proud of this part in my life, but it is what it is, it's already past. My boyfriend just gave it to me as a present, and this color and this model, I'm absolutely in love. It was the first time then I completely understand why the sneakers is so important for a lot of people in a fashion, because for me it was like, oh, it's not a big deal, like just bought the random sneakers, just I was the loafers girl until I die, and I really enjoy wearing the really simple black boots with everything, even if it's plus 20 degrees outside or something. But this sneakers, it's made my winter the perfect one. Also, one of the fashion trends in the 2024, it's the tiny little scarves. But I was a big fan of them, even it became trendy. I can say like that. I'm really proud of this fact. I made this prediction, and for now it's becoming trendy. Actually, I stole it from the Gilmore Girls, so it's not really my idea, but I still really proud of this one. And I really like crocheted by myself, and this is the easiest and the faster piece which you can make by yourself. So I crocheted a bunch of them, and I even sell them on my vintage store. If you're interested, you can check it, the link in the bio. So yes, the long tiny skirts, which is going with every single aesthetic and every single outfit which you wear. I have them in a black, blue, green colors, so it's just a perfect match for myself, for my style, and it's making everything look so good. I really like that it's this neckline is hidden, and this tiny little scarf making it good, so perfect. So the next one, which is really unusual, but I want to talk about the drinks, which is made my winter warm, first of all. Second of all, I don't know, I just never was the big fan of the drink, so I'm drinking coffee every single day, but I'm a barista by myself, so I'm not really it's really hard to impress me with something which is connected with the coffee, because I can make it wherever you want by myself. But first one, which I fell in love one more time, it's a filter coffee. If you never tried a filter coffee, you never tried a real good coffee. So if you prefer double Americano or the V60, just try the filter coffee once. And I was the one who just drinking the filter coffee on the first place, because it was you look so good, then you're drinking the filter coffee, hello, yes, I'm drinking the third generation coffee. Even then, I never enjoyed this one. Before, I tried the filter coffee in our coffee shop, because we're using the beans with the flavors. Because usually you're just asking about the Ethiopian or Brazil or Colombia, so of course it's have some flavors, but they all so common, like cinnamon or chocolate. But in our coffee shop we have a lot of bean selection. Even we have the filter coffee with the tomato taste. Can you imagine tomato taste coffee? Hello? I fell in love with the filter coffee again. For now we have Ethiopian beans, which is my favorite one, with the honey bears and the honey inside as a flavor. And this is just insane. If you ever been in Hungary or you're planning to visit, just check the website with the beans, which is called Cracker Jack. They have a huge selection with the flavors, with the origins, with the washing methods. So if you're into the coffee, into the alternative coffee, the third generation, I will highly recommend you this brand. Even for now, we have at home the Costa Rica with cherry and cinnamon taste, which is perfect. I never been impressed by the coffee bean that much in my life. Trust me, I'm a barista. Second drink, which was a really huge surprise for me, it's the chai latte without milk. I was the one who hate the people who's drinking decaf coffee or the chai latte, because it's not a real coffee. But okay, everything can happen in your life. Okay, for example, you're pregnant, you can drink coffee, but you really like the taste of the coffee. So the decaf in this case for you, it's perfect, and the chai latte is also. So I always hate people who drink in the chai latte, even though like not even like the alternative milk, because I usually drink the coffee on the oat milk. But like the main idea of the chai latte, which is like the latte but without coffee inside, without the like the one shot of espresso inside, was for me like, you know, insane. I was going insane that someone was ordering that. But after I just saw some video of Bella Hadid, which is really hilarious to say for me and embarrassing, but she just told on some TikTok then her favorite drink is chai latte with oat milk. And I was on my shift in a coffee shop, and my coworker just started to make the chai latte for himself, and I was like, okay, can you make one for me? I just want to try. And on this point, my life has ended and started again, because I tried the chai latte with oat milk, and my heart just melted with the chai latte powder in the same time. If you never tried it, just try it once. I'm not sure about how it tastes with the normal milk, because a lot of people just told me they don't really like it with the cow milk. So the oat milk for this one is the perfect decision. So just try it once. If you don't like it, I'm not responsible for that. Not everyone have a great taste, you know. Okay, I'm just kidding, but I really recommend you, if you never tried it, just try it once. Okay, and the last selection in this video, it's music. I never shared my music before, but if you, like, you know, ever been on my shift, or if we are friends, so you probably know I have really random things in my playlists. So I don't really feel comfortable to share my Spotify with you, but I want to share some songs which definitely made my winter look more like, you know, romanticize it more or something. The first song, which is called Pretty by Coca and Claire, I think, which is name of of course, the musician. This song, which is made me feel so pretty every single day. I never, like, you know, experienced something like that from the song, but this one, you can just sit and drink your coffee or your chai latte with oat milk and listen this song, and everything become like, you know, and the pink and purplish colors around you. If you ever wanna, like, you know, experience something like that, just listen this in your headphones and you will understand me. Of course, the soundtrack from the Saltburn, which is called Perfect by Mason. This song made me make, like, you know, the sparkling makeup and dress like I'm going to the rave party every single day. I really love this song. Like, it's made you feel like, you know, you can just listen it, close your eyes, and you're living your rich dream in a huge house and going on a dancing party every single day. So yes, of course, we all impressed by the movie. We all shocked by the movie. We all maybe kind of traumatized by this movie. But the soundtracks, you can't even say a word about this. It was perfect. Perfect as Jacob Elordi in this movie. But I never said it to you, okay? So if we're talking about the albums, which I was listening this winter, two of them, which made my winter perfect, it's of course The Reputation by Taylor Swift. I was kind of in my, like, you know, aggressive, offended era, so The Reputation, it was the perfect description for this winter for me and for, like, my mental health in this winter. So yes, The Reputation by Taylor Swift, of course. My favorite song from this album is Don't Blame Me, which is, if you never saw the live of this song, just go on the YouTube. I don't know, like, you never lived this life if you didn't, so Don't Blame Me on the stage. This is just a fact, like, I'm not talking about anything else. The second album, which is called Camp by Childish Gambino. Hopefully I pronounce it right. But the song Glass and the song Heartbreak, oh my god. These two songs, especially the last one, like, it has played in my playlist for 2 years for now, and I would never be boring about this song, like, never. So yes, if you never listen to this album, just do it, yes. So I think this is all what I want to share with you. Was my favorite things which made my winter better, which made me feel better in this winter, and it's still one of my favorite ones. So yes, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you will have a good day, and see you very soon. Bye bye.